Hi, this is James Melendez, James the Wine Guy, here to talk about this winery here. This is Seufert Winery in Dayton, Oregon. And when I think of Oregon, I'm in California, and Oregon wines, unless they're extremely well-known labels, say as Argyle, they're really hard to find in California, Northern California, which is a surprise. In some ways that is completely not to be believed, but it's also to be believed. And that's because Oregon is a smaller producer than many people think. In the collective imagination, I think most people think that it is California, Oregon, and Washington produce the bulk of U.S. wines. And to some extent that is true. However, I think that most people don't realize that it is California, Washington, New York, Oregon in terms of the order ranking for the largest wine producing states. And that's the unique characteristic of Oregon, is that it just has a smaller footprint for this special region here. These wines are from Willamette Valley. Now, Jim Seufert is a winemaker, first generation, though fourth generation Oregonian, and he was on a business trip. He was a business consultant in Switzerland, makes a fortuitous stop at a winery, and ends up having dinner with this winemaker, and then becomes so inspired to become a winemaker himself. And I think that's a really phenomenal story when you think of going from switching careers entirely, and this happens. The wine world changes people in ways that they don't quite expect, but in a really positive, great way. So these are 2,000 case production total, vineyard designates, and these wines are representative of Willamette Valley, and I believe this is Yam Hill right here. So you have different AVAs, and I like the signature of the wine label itself. I think it's really simple and yet elegant, great paper stock, and I really like the back of this too. So it gives a little snapshot called the wine snapshot of what this could be served with, food pairings, some characteristics of this wine. I love that there's a QR here. That is really, really cool. I'm happy about that. Big QR fan, and of course UPC here. So it packs a lot, and yet it still looks really good. Great packaging overall, so it's that light footprint, so it's not taking a lot of resources or carbon from the environment to make the production of these wines, and I think that's a great thing. So for me, I'm going to be visiting, hopefully, Seufert in August of this year. I'm going to go up to Willamette Valley, so I'm really excited about that. And been to Oregon before, but never to Willamette Valley. So that's going to be a first, and it's going to be exciting. And I understand, for people who've been to this winery, it's a great place to visit as well. So I'm really excited about just being in this region, and I really want to visit this winery. And what I'm going to do is taste these wines individually. Now, what I find interesting is that I don't know the clones that make up the constituent bottling in the wine, or actually the wine itself. So they're not denoted, but that's fine. I can imagine that each of these vineyards use a different, or maybe they have two or one clone that is in common, or maybe none that are in common. I think there's some clones that are really distinguishing and really obvious, and there are many that one couldn't figure out, and especially in a blend, I think it'd be nearly north of impossible to figure that out. So I look forward to trying these wines. For more reviews, please go to jamesthewineguy.com. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, and Google+. Salud.